Hello there everybody, welcome back to another Train Sim World 6 video. You join us on the Frankfurt S-Bahn route, this time on the PlayStation 5 Pro, just so we can see how it compares to the PC video we did of this same service. So I'll leave a link for the PC video if you want to see sort of how it compares. But anyway, let's get in. We get the train all set up. We are due out, well, basically now. So let's be fairly swift. Get all of those bits and pieces on GNT. Although I don't think any of that actually works on this route, the tilting. Nitec, that's already on. I think that's everything. Let's set the reverser. It's already on forward. Good. AFB. You can go on. Set you to 40. Yeah, 40. Right, that's it. I think. Let's get going. But yeah, this is Marne Station. So as you can see, it's, well, there's nothing here. there's not really much going on. Right, almost to the airport. Let's get that off. Hang on, why is the wiper in the? Have I missed something? Why is the wiper in the middle? Have we forgotten something? Why is it? Usually it's when you set the reverser, it then changes. Oh, okay, well let's just press that then to get it out of the way. No, there we go. Okay, that's sorted. Cool. Now weirdly, when I went to try and find one of the ICET services, I'm recording this sort of mid-November, it didn't show up. So I had to spawn in on foot to then find the ICET service, and I don't think it was even showing on the departure board either at the station. So I'm not sure if there's a bug at the moment where the layers don't show, or at least the one layer ICET doesn't show. Yeah, if anyone else is on PS5, go on Frankfurt S-Bahn and see if you can see the ICET on the sort of service selection screen. As yeah, it wasn't on there. So I had to spawn on foot and then, well, hop in it there. Oh, in we go. Hopefully audio is, well, that's a bit noisy at the moment. Let me pop that down a bit. There we go. Hopefully that's a good enough level. Yeah, C-Fate, there we go. Hang on, where's the AFB gone? Oh, that's pretty, yeah, we're fine. We set the AFB, didn't we? Not like deactivate itself, has it? But where's the AFB gone? Hang on. Let me quickly put the HUD on so we can quickly turn it back on. Oh, hang on, it turned off. What? Why is it turned off? Did we turn it off? I don't think we did. Right, let's put that to what it should be. Right, there you go. Right, there we go. Right, now we can go. Well, it's saying that we have got a green over yellow, so we can't go that much faster. So we shall acknowledge that. So we've got the one intermediate stop at Flughafen, or Frankfurt Flughafen, but the sort of the long distance train station for the airport. As it's flashing, I believe we can go above 45 for the time being. Cool. Let's see what the next one's showing. A warning for a 7-2, that's not for us, I don't think. But yeah, you may already notice it's quite quiet. There's not really any trains. I mean, if we look on the map, let me quickly pause it and look on the map. You can see that there's not really anything going on. Like all of this is just empty. Oh, you got one train there. That's probably one of the S-Bahn, no, the regional bar. I think that's what 143 on that. But yeah, apart from that, that's it. There is literally nothing. Many trains over this way. That's all dead there. yeah, we'll see it as we go along. It's, yeah, not very alive. As this route got very sort of cut back on console, so there's only one layer for this route, and that is this train, the ICET. So if you sort of, I mean, it's still a busy route when you get to sort of the central section, but not like how it is on PC where it's like mega busy. Cool. So we've got a nice cup of tea as well to accompany us for the journey. So up to 80 once the back of the train passes. It's just a single unit, this one, I think. Or is it double? Is it double? No, just a single unit. Yeah, just a single unit. Let's get that up to 80. There you go, it's up to 80 as we go across this lovely river here. Up to 120 as well. So basically it's full throttle now. 120. Let's put that into that. There we go. And sit back and relax for a bit. But yeah, if you want to see what this was like on PC, do check that other video, which I will leave a link for in the description. I said there was just a lot more going on. Hence the reason why I don't really play this route very much, because on console it's just not as good, not as exciting. Up to 140. I mean, it's still very much playable, just yet not as exciting. 140. Let's get a flyby shot. Hopefully there's no warning boards anywhere. We get one like that. And the ICET comes from the Kinzigtalbahn, which is the other Frankfurt route, which is sort of the reason why this route got reduced on console, because, or at least the timetable, because on PC, or no, on console, the Kinzigtalbahn, literally every single time, on console, the Kinzigtalbahn every single time goes blurry when you passed Hanau, which is like a big yard, big station sort of just outside of Frankfurt. Every time you pass that yard on console, the textures disappear, it goes all blurry, and it's like bad blurry as well. So I think sort of the decision from that was to sort of slim down the timetable for this route, and sort of all of the static assets and static trains to slim it down a bit, so they could have it on console at a, you know, well, you can see the FPS here, sort of at a suitable FPS. But the one thing is, which a lot of people were quite annoyed about, was the fact that it should give you the option whether you want the full timetable or the reduced timetable. Yeah, that was the big thing. So it would be nice to sort of have the choice of having, maybe the default timetable could be this one, but then you can also do the full timetable at your own risk of the console crashing or textures going blurry. Just then you have the option, instead of just like, no, can't do it. As we head along. The long stretch, or the long sort of fastest stretch to the airport. Then we get the slow bit into the city, up to 130. So get that up, 130, a bit of Sifa. And semaphores, I'd love to see it. So really, the route itself is really, really good. It's basically three routes in one. You get the S1, the S8 and the S9. So you go to different S-Bahn service patterns. Let's have a cheeky look at the map again. We'll pause it. Route map. Yeah, I mean, look at that. It's like it's a whole network. You got Wiesbaden. This is one of the main endpoints, Wiesbaden, over here. And then the train sort of split into. I mean, look at this. They literally split into 3 different directions. Here, so you've got the line via Mans, the line sort of through the middle here via what's this one? Mans Castle. Was that a castle? A castle? Castle. Now you got the split there, and then you got the other split here with the sort of the S-Bahn train station for the airport and the long distance one. The whole sort of separate line up the top here. There's just so much going on. So it all just joins up at Frankfurt. Up to Bahnhof. Right, let's get that down to 100. And like I say, on every video we do on a German route, highly recommend learning German safety systems and signals, because then German routes become the best routes. And the cool thing about German routes, they're very standardised. So a route from a train from Bremen-Oldenburg could run on Salzburg-Rosenheim, or that could then run on Köln-Aachen. So the substitutions are so many for German routes, possibility-wise. So yeah, learn German signals and safety systems. It becomes amazing. German stuff is amazing. Let's get up to 160. Even more enjoyable than UK stuff some of the time. Well, in fact, sometimes I probably actually would prefer driving the German stuff to the UK stuff, depending on what mood I'm in. And the cool thing about German routes are, you hardly need to know them to do them HUDless. All you really need to know is station names, which I mean for this route I don't really know, but as we're doing a fast service, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, see for oh hello, and the signals will tell you everything you need to know. Now that is a really nasty signal, and we might actually miss that. That's a really nasty signal. The red is just there, like it gives you hardly any time. But we probably are going to get brought down. The PZB is going to have like a nightmare here. We might be okay actually. Okay, I think we're okay. Yeah, that signal really doesn't give you much wiggle room, especially as you're coming down from 160. It's quite a nasty signal. Got a single yellow. Lovely traction motors on this train. Right, single yellow again. Nice and steady. As we go past the single yellow, just take it nice and slow. Obviously you have some other train ahead of us. One of the trains you actually get on the console one. Another route I'd quite like to get back to is the what is it? The Ludwigsbahn. Is that what it's called? The Ludwigsbahn. I'm from Kaiserslautern to Mannheim. I'd like to get back to that. That's quite a nice route. It's not a route many people like, but I quite like it. Yeah, Ludwigsbahn, I think it is. That's what it is. Pink. There's the amazing train you get on this route, the DBBR 430, sort of a modernised DBBR 422, which is the train from Hauptstrecke Rheinruhr and Rheinruhr Osten, sort of a modern version of that, which looks really cool. Oh, you got green now. Unrestrict ourselves, there we go. It's back up to, well, 160. Let's get another little shot of the train going past and hope there's no... Well, there is a warning on there for a 130, but I mean, that's fine. And there goes the ICET, the tilting ICE. Although on this route I don't think it tilts. It's like, great. Although on Kinzigtalbahn it does. Yeah, it's off at the moment, G&T Berit. You would sort of think it would tilt on more routes, but I think it is literally, it's only the Kinzigtalbahn which you can use this train on where it tilts. Is it meant to tilt on other routes as well, or is it literally just Kinzigtalbahn, which we have in the game at the moment? I'm sure it would be able to tilt on this route as well, but maybe not. Right, we are now under LZB, so let's get everything just to max and let the train drive itself. There you go, buzz buzz. Let's put everything to max and just sit back and relax. Taking us up to the airport. Don't need to acknowledge anything now either. Although with LZB you still need to sort of do a bit of breakage, because it won't actually stop you for the stations unless there's a red light at the end of the platform. So you've still got to sort of know something. You've got to still do something. Keep an eye out. As we join up with the high-speed line. Which I think is the line from Cologne to Frankfurt, the Cologne-Frankfurt high-speed line. That'd be a cool one to see in the game. Well, they're saying that with high-speed lines, I suppose Kassel-Würzburg, it was cool when it first came out. Kassel-Würzburg, I think, is still one of the longest routes in the game. Running from Kassel to Würzburg with Fulda right in the middle. When it first came out, it was like, wow, this is really cool. But then after sort of 2 or 3 runs, it's like, actually, this isn't that interesting. And hopefully it's running smoothly. I just realised I haven't actually... I didn't actually test my capture card to see if it was keeping up with the video, but I think it is. So that's good. A bit late now to realise it was lagging, so hopefully the picture's running smoothly. Alongside the motorway and the runway at the moment. There's LZB buzzing. So not too far off the airport stop now, the long distance airport station. A little G there, so it's going to start slowing us down. Now we probably want to start slowing down anyway, because yeah, it's not too far to, well, the stop. So we'll get a bit of breakage on ourselves. So Preston ain't too far after this tunnel. And we don't want to be whizzing into the station at 100 miles an hour. I don't think that would be sensible. There's only a little train, not that long. And we got a yellow anyway, so it does have to slow down. I think on the PC, were we a double unit or were we a single unit for the ICET? Not sure. Can anyone remember? Were we a double unit or a single unit? Or maybe I'm thinking of the ICE1 run we did, where they just stretched the whole length of the platform. So we're not, well, we're sort of a lengthy train, but we're not like a really long train, so we don't need to go right down. Well, I can't imagine we need to go right down the end here. We're sort of just in the middle of the platform. I can't remember where we stopped for the... I see a stop mark there. I can't remember what we stopped for the last one. Apparently we're running late. Great. Brilliant. Because you do actually get a bit of allowance here at the airport stop. Gives you sort of a couple of minutes. Which that's probably also because you'd have lots of luggage lots of people with luggage getting on the train, so it'll take a bit longer to load up. Here's everybody. They're all coming to get on our train. Yeah, we'll stop on this mark here because we're not the longest of trains. Again, can you notice the difference though between the PC and the PlayStation, busyness wise? Right in the middle, perfect. Now we are on time. Cheeky buggers saying we're late. Look what it's calling us as well. That's rude. How dare it call us that? So you're 1 minute late, and then that. It's nice of it, isn't it? Oh, there's the regional or the long distance airport station. And if you're on the S-Bahn train, you get crammed into the underground station, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's really cool actually. The underground station. Sort of whiz into it at top speed. As most of the S-Bahn trains are 12 coaches. Let's get a little shot here of the train. Of our ICT. Not the best photos, but I mean, they'll do. Need to run this train again on Leipzig, Dresden. I haven't driven that route in a while. The base German route for Train Sim Mod 6. Trouble is, there's so many good things to do on this game now, and there's so much new content which comes out. It's like hard to sort of go back to the sort of things which had come out a couple of months ago. So I want to play the older stuff as well, like this. There's just so much good things to choose from. That's interesting. It's almost like the cab is like a completely separate module to that of the rest of the coach. Quite like the Electro Stars. With the Electro Stars, I think the cab is like, well, it's secure, but there's only like a couple of things you need to do to take a whole cab off an Electro Star, and then you can replace it with a new one. I feel like this could sort of just slot out and then slot another one in at the front here. Right, let's get the doors shut. Yeah, because someone mentioned, I was chatting to one of sort of the engineering team, and something happened and they had to like replace the cab. Not going to go into details of what happened, but yeah, they had to basically replace the whole cab. So they like took off the cab of, this would have been a 377. They took off the cab and then basically put another one in. Anyway, let's go. We are off. 80, and LZB will end fairly soon as well. Cool. And then yeah, into Frankfurt, well, sort of weaving our, this is the slower part of the journey now. Sort of making our way into Hauptbahnhof. Which again, it'll be a drastic difference in the amount of traffic we'll see. Yep, LZB end. So it's going to come down to 100. So let's just set the AFB to 100 for now. Although the AFB does get deactivated once the LZB ends. So if they turn it... Yeah, I think we have to turn it back on again. Something like that. I always forget how to do the LZB to PZB transition. It's like, do we turn that off? Do we do that? Do we activate that? So just leave it and see what it does. There you go. Now we're back. We're now back in P. Yes, the AFB is still on actually. Apparently. No, it's not. No, because we're not picking up any power. So it has gone. I think. Yeah, it's gone. No, just have to put it down to 0 and put it back up. Back up to 100. So turn it off. I'll just put it back and put it back up again. Right, there we go. Cool. Well, that was easy. Acknowledge that. Oh, hang on. I got one. Oh, we've got 1,000 hertz magnet. Oh god, I sort of almost missed that. I was like, oh, that could have ended up having a spang splinzen. Just didn't even clock the 1,000 hertz magnet because it was a 100 km/h speed limit. Because when that comes up, you've got 23 seconds to come down to below 85. All the train has a hissy fit and puts the emergency brakes on. Serious stuff, PZB. Serious stuff. Any wrongdoing, you get punished. Let's pop that down to 80. Until the magnet goes, then we can speed up. And it comes down to what, 60 across the points? So then we sort of can go on to the classic lines. Still would have been cool to see Frankfurt South included with this this route. Frankfurt South being basically like here, because then you could sort of then continue the Kinzigtalbahn services which don't go into the Hauptbahnhof. You could sort of just continue them through to the airport, which would have been quite cool to see. Warning for A60. Magnet straight back on. Alright, slow that down to 60. So if memory serves me correctly, we will see an S-Bahn train or a couple of S-Bahn services in a minute, if we're on time. But again, on console, it's not a bad route. It's just not very lively, as opposed to the PC version where you get double, well, you know, double or triple the amount of services, all the layers and stuff. Whereas on here, you don't get any of that, apart from the ICET layer. So if you don't own Kinzigtalbahn, you're only getting the 430 and the 143 with the Dosto, and the 423. I say like that. I say it like it's not much, but you do still get sort of about 3.5 trains as the Dosto sort of a train, sort of half. But still, as opposed to PCC and the 218s, the 425s, the ICE1s, the ICE3s, it makes quite a big difference, and all of the static stock all over the place. Get another little shot here of the train. Yes. Our driver's just sort of gone. Like that. Not driving that anymore. Cool. Let's get back in. And another route I'd like to get back to. Lots of routes I'd like to get back to. Semmeringbahn. Semmeringbahn, which is the Austrian route, which goes up over the mountains. Also Bernina line, another one I'd like to get. Lots of sort of the snowy routes, I suppose. Now we're sort of getting into Christmas, sort of those routes would be perfect. If you could set them in snow, it would be lovely. So yeah, there we go. I was even looking at Sandpatch Grade a couple of days ago, because I've actually got it installed on my PS5. I think it was one of the requirements for one of the freight routes, was like the layers. So I have got the sandpatch grade route installed, which I've not done in over 4 years. I was looking at it. We missed a speedboard, haven't we? It's not still 60. Yeah, Sifa, yeah, done it. It's about 100 here, I think, 80 or 100. Although it does come back down to 60 quite soon. There's the S-Bahn services with the lovely 430. There's just a guy on a bike there on the platform. Dangerous. See, the German multiple units are really fun to drive. They're all like class 700s, just like a big open window. You don't get you don't get any gangways in the middle, like you do with a lot of UK trains. But just stay at 60, I suppose. You know, we could have sped up, but let's just not bother. Let the 60 again. Lovely. Perhaps we don't need to acknowledge that. I think that's just the route indicator. Cool. So we'll be turning quite sort of sharply off to the. Is it quite sharply off to the right in a second? Can't remember. Do we go straight on? We're at 60. Yeah, off to the right here. Then we sort of go straight into basically the middle track, straight into Hauptbahnhof. It's a really impressive approach, especially on Kinzigtaubahn as well. On Kinzigtaubahn, you sort of come round, sort of over the top of these tracks, and then sort of, well, you'll see it. You see it on the map here. Yeah, Kinzigtaubahn coming into Frankfurt on there. It's like wow, sort of curling round on the bridge round into the station, round and down. Wanted for a 60. I mean, it still I've probably missed a speedboard, haven't I? Again. Oh, well, there's not really any point going fast here. You got the skyline there, which is always nice to see. Yeah, alright, yeah, Sifa. But Frankfurt is a beast of a station. It's huge. Is there some static stuff over there? I see some red things over there. Is that static? Oh, you do get some static trains. I thought literally they were all removed. Okay, you do get some. But nothing in the yards down here like you do on PC. I mean, you can see the ICEs in there and stuff. I wanted for a 40 coming up. Acknowledge. And start slowing down. Yeah, sort of the centre track into Frankfurt. And the other cool way is to come on the is it the S1? Something another sort of cool one. We sort of come straight in. I'm waffling. There's the line there, the Kinzigtaubahn. See, sort of it's curling its way over. Wanted for a 30. Get slower and slower. Yeah, look at that, sort of curls over here and then into the station right in the middle. Which is always sort of impressive. See that? And yeah, we got that 30 coming up as well. Let it naturally slow down as we sort of climb our way just up into Frankfurt. We're now at 30. got sort of the points here, which are cool. It's just a really impressive bit of track work here. There's so much track, and in the most of the S-Bahn stuff, or basically all of the S-Bahn stuff, goes into the tunnel. Let's have a look. Where is it? Here. Which takes you down to the low-level station. A bit like Leipzig. You've got the low-level station there as well on rapid transit. So then the line sort of continues beyond and up this way. I think this line actually goes sort of out and then sort of goes up here somewhere and joins up at is it called like the Northern City or the north of the, yeah. It goes up and then round joins back up at Hanau on the Kinzigtal. We don't have that in the game. Although I think most of the track is laid, it's just there's no scenery. And yeah, there is literally no other trains here. Oh, hang on. No, tell a lie, there is one. There is one. The Sole Survivor. Which is this one? You get some stuff at the low level. That's the S7. You got one other train. But I mean, yeah, as opposed to what we saw on PC, where like the trains everywhere, trains coming in and out all over the place. It's just an empty shell. Which again, it does mean it's playable. And we're running at 28 FPS, which isn't amazing, but it's playable. But it's like, should have they given us the option to have the full timetable and also a reduced version, so you can sort of run the full timetable at your own risk, blowing up the console or whatever. Don't know. Comment below. What do you think? Do you think console should get the full timetable at your own risk of playing it and the console breaking or blurring or? So I think it was only a couple of weeks before launch. Like they were just like, right, console, you're not getting the full timetable, which was sort of a lot of people were quite unhappy about. It was like, oh, sort of last minute, not having it, not doing it. Here we are. Boom. Doors open. Yeah, it's all into your nah. There we go. Boom. There we go. That will do. Well, that is going to be all. That's going to be everybody for today's Train Sim World 6 video. Hopefully everybody has enjoyed it. That was the Frankfurt S-Bahn route on the PlayStation 5. Which, as you can see, is just not that active as opposed to PC, where I think we had like an ICE coming out, coming in, sort of all over the place. But yeah, links to usual places: Discord, PayPal, merch store, as well as to our affiliate link for UK departure boards. You've also got links down below the description for all the Train Sim websites and also for the TSC X Train Sim controller, which we can use on PC as and when. See you all and take care. Bye guys.